portfolio abo me hu kakra and I wanna wudi o mani mo ko chichi scanner
what friend affordable me na me affordable
okay
yet be the artist na edumani esun na edo so you know who fa anufa konti etebia na obi yesika ubekwa yes we want the proper akot na the exia ayes we there's so more you can try no so
na mo de ayaduma
ya this ya
Mama ke ba na sa mu kodi nkofo botom e ma ne embe fore madwuma no because madwuma de no kura kan adwuma ho
there be game kodi obi aboto adwuma no yan so ya fa ne say ya me adwuma inji no adwuma ye we di any say yo ye adwuma no inji yan kodi obi botom ana ya kodi scan so ye baby we friend due diligence na they apply for funding no one hono and adwuma ben robi ni and I'm to corruption and I technically yes I can mean that is yeah said that and for this that war obigo them for your could this kana reaction answer
Matias here afeyamra yan common mo wo ye TV so omafo a omo hwe mo statement a mo de ba bonten nkuntabu e course wo anasa sese omo sese ye esusu carry oman Ghana na amama hodo a ewa bibi memo ye modern mo anasa ye tebe ba ketanse ene proye ko no mesra mo kire ye mu sade Ghana tebe city ne enti a anasa ne aba fa akona ne etim e de na amana basa.
Yes, sir. My mini contract said, yeah, if you mind, yeah, and a prayer woman, expert, and I the one I work with him this. Now, one woman, yeah, a conca, and any one young business, open mind, very business. I don't know. Yes, you said someone, as some grad after a while. Na saa no one year no any esika boom ya solution so ya score na score no say na very assessing questions one my exam question na what was one answer now the other one mark here what share do we try and do we chi na I don't know we didn't so no amount score na Ghana yeah no here na FPA baby that 43 Pass mark and also no 50. No, you say Ghana, you call your name, and yes, family, you me, after more day no, and call a billion, the pass mark. Now, yeah, I'm you, a man or half edges will watch. It's yeah, say you so a fee. Upa among a hundred you're watching now. Ghana, young 43 now, yes, for that or a better fair. Now, I feel near that 70. You score 43 ever that 70.
It's a no sound on the Amaya yetim facono. A dear na man who quite amabasa because the Camocrat are much say a buying Monday more. It has sent a proyana and an amontuo. Our ketasane proyeno e nsusu de ni bia ya na mode esusu kare eno na di akotene ntia ye gina ba bia ye wo ya na
yes kan aye aban mode mu ewo aye kakase ne kwini mu no ewo fom na ye kan so aban aya no ban so o ma paase emra ma semra bibi ye fa kakase emo woni se Shemra, that's the one from Marana Yajuma, and I said, Mama Marano, Coppe, Liswa, and Marana Cata, HB Mount and Pompa, and HB. This is a woman about a good year, degree. Then moon, and Marana, the opposition can will be clearly over Marana Yajuma, and Pompa. And also, any more, Then among Mufuna Kasa, so a company say, a car for you say, yes, Kaka, yes, I may use in super beer. I think I am very few. It is not say how many both by. Young Kasa, this I can. And so we are, yes, the Oman Atenase. The move for Kasa to say, and then Uko, now could the passport. What's you now check the way the Musa better? So, obey now check the mobile change, clear the on check, the as a talk of my music, already obey the Yaman. And I won't say I want to watch I want to bang or if you want 1 year to my one fan of a year to my also what command them only. It is on your money in a Capuana, Emma, and Canquano, a clapping.
Masembi say twatwo eye aban na nkasa asem a woka efa ne modern mo ono de o say a normal would be to say right to information emre ne office of the special prosecutor ni akade ahodo a yehia ye de kutia ketase ne proye no ni nyina owo eti woni susue mu no eno na wo say kire obi ase opɛ no ɛwɔ hɔ sɛ ɔmbɛko atia ɛtanhyɛ no prɛ na ɛgyaboadi sɛ ɔbɔdi ɛma ho na mema wo ntie ɛyɛ chief of staff madam akɔsoa frɛma ɔsɛe pare berɛ a na wɔde saa asɛm wei ɛto dwa tie wei ma me.
His Excellency President Akufo-Addo's government in 2017. The fight against corruption has seen a tremendous progress through the establishment of systems for deterrence, means of detection, undertaking of smooth investigations, and establishment of a sound vehicle for prosecution and punishment in a fair and just manner. Records show that governments have since 2017 undertaken some of the boldest initiatives since independence to reform the public sector and strengthen the capacity of institutions to tackle corruption. With a clear understanding that corruption thrives in an atmosphere conducive to its concealment and that access to information is critical to the fight against corruption, the government in 2019 ensured the passage of the Right to Information Act 2019, Act 989.
No. Sir, about Kadian Noma Yehia, and the Kutia Ketansan Proya. I mean, Omadan or Pepana Diana.
What's the Ukumo? Now, we can here. So there's Okata near because there was who can see we are Nakaria. What's the Semra? That's a man 1 years to my Ayabukuma. And to me, and because I get the hand cook at it. The young move why I did upon a moment into one Semra. And then Murana wants to Akumu and yet a book. And I say, Pusuko, you know, yes, in the set, upon Ottoman, it is who are here, this is special. Now, what is our here? Now, I say, oh, man, not having no 5 years, my head, now, special hospital, over to me, I hear you, ma, as a toy. Yes, you, a year, you know. I am man account and Yerika Emma, Israel. They say, Yasisa Maran, Nancy and Pamaran, Asiano, Nancy, you, Asiano, and Nancy, so on. And I feel so, Yana Kadi woman, Yancy, a yard, you and ceramic. They said, and a war on my friend and worry and wish you. Then I rack the yes. Actually, yes, power. Now, idea of corruption. I can say, I think now, or it will be here, will be as a hope for both by what's a month, yeah, Korea is all daddy. Now, a corruption can take a then a year special prosecutor during the situation. Now, what is the able with it? What will just the word to contact Ase and see from one. Then the evening, who will have to break it. Young Oman move, yes,
Eja Michael boy the infancy amre pemuno ye betena se na wo studio ase yetimi adomo asuko na fe yabobon nsem na bia beba ene se de na okun ni sitie ya pense mu ye pa amanti ase ye no adwuma eja boy di me da asem amen ora Michael Bodi fan raising manager ma ye Ghana Integrity Initiative local chapter of Transparency International unim Yadia WCC, Mamma Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, Member of Parliament, a man this year war a year boom and persuasion. I'm a man of Quaba, now for Yan Daniel Homra, I am common to Jeno, and Francis so. Honorable Kofi Adams, Marcia Quaba. If you ever called, yeah.
I can hear say, Yankasa Yabay. I say Uncle Sabaya, mine air ye yimpini for our na mo energy. Soriano Pabia Entiasem, ya infri. Nothing. Bibia every angle bia from the economy to social services ni bibia confirm. Fight against corruption, proyeni katasishe. Bibia yenye bibia as if say o mine any penny for
yeah very well not just a common no we mo an ye ba bedomu security ye dan ho abasisi ye ba Honorable Kofi Adams so what the carteninka ye be wura enkomo ne ye ba men ko ba bia
Say minim de yemi. Inanti kakra na mabre. O ha na meni subrim. Inani nyina hititriti.
De bia wo yale.
Me so wan do me so.
Enye edro bia na edro.
Eja, edro ba ya.
Bedema garlic mixture. Eno na bedo. Twem na tie. Bedema garlic mixture. We dey train, we dey retire.
Ni mema samun sun so ni o.
We hia bedema big man capsule. Won ho alaje no.
But them are big man capsule. I'm a butchuma.
Now, why can't I say one that I won't pay ya, eh?
Ah, madam, a day. Me yem etim. No cocoa so hammy.
I brought Bedema cook capsules.
Bedema.
Come baby to.
The patron fed Bedema cook capsules back.
Aha, Bedema garlic mixture. Any coke capsules, no mean fanka. A big man capsule. Bedema garlic mixture. And mama dear, woman.
Bedema cook capsules.
Big man capsules no embom.
Bedema.
We dey train, we dey retire.
Amango Ase from Mama just school. Me yet TZ. I'm trouble for friend to Zafi. Na ja wajuma nti ana mani su chini me. Na ma ye bete na bi kire me medema. Me sa na me koto no ye. Me no ye no so eye pa. E ma me ntiri mu nyina sensane. Me sole kura me nte se me ye adwuma no me sole a ejira ho adwuma de. Wa wo ye adwa ho adwuma bia me hya wo se wo beto medema kare kiri na wanom na ho ato.
Supreme Herba ano. I will brekum bro region. Me nante kakra na mabre. Me ko ma kwa eba padi. Atume no ngweda ma na hu se ya duru pa ya duru kama. A me introduce me obia se obia betima anom bi. Na me de bi ko ma me wife nso na menstrual pains. Na onom ye no. Efiri hokra ekọ. Ndi efiri ekọ no so obia eba na se wo so nante na wabre na akoma bone padi. Menstrual pains ya. Edura me introduce ma na ngweda ma garlic bitters. Ya duru papa ese obia enum bi. Enti me kanfo ama obia se obia enom gwedema bitters na ya duru a ebesa ya de nyina na abegbaze ama obia wote menka ba bia wo bia na se unum bia ya duru a ya du papa.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 Ga West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Na kwa me taxi driver na enkane na misisi so misisi ama kame na to na twetwe me na 3p garlic misa no aboa me pa
asa miracle bi wadro no just mafu no kra se di sia twimi anka se me humi esi so se me humi ana esi so obeka se di bibi hye me so bi no na ye normal mi bibi na ti no mi ti pa me sa 3 days ni adona anka se de nyankopon di ayi bi ahodi se ma ebi nya sam ketwa ana se we de me fro aka so na me fa nche me nkwa me
me de abe fa 3 years ni ana asa me gina wa me na mo se sinya se me kwa we de me ko bi amu so much me dru abe 6 years ni o sama se am ye ma di se ne me jaina ya le ne nku me preko ene 4 days ana me koto 3 guys ni stand sama me kase nyankopon ni yam se ende ya me no kase me wa to me a me din wa me ntiase
3P garlic mixture yi ubenya bi wo mamu pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops Fred Piwak e wo 02489288824 and 020100002.
Constituency, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. Ono ni ane terase edi komo. O share TV XYZ akwaba. Pa 97 akwaba. XYZ broadcasting YouTube akwaba. E komo twetwe che mane so obi aso. O se de be bien nsem so pa. Twebe afidie no. Ensase na ya oman nsase no aye gusu aye twitwa aye tonton ye de mema ye ho no e de na aba me na basa Honorable Kofi Adams investigations bi ode ba betu dwa tweba fidie no Little George Health Shop a drobia patobia bibi drobia patobia why na make come for amount from 0243-140213 Upe Dominion Herbal Powder a Little George Health Shop 3P garlic mixture and a Little George Health Shop our Tema Community 5 on the PV of being run about at a Presby I saw that in terms number ni bill 0243-140-213 Afeyensa and Koma Chicken I say our power 97.9 and a TV XYZ Honorable Kofi Adams akwa babio
yeah many am jodo bi
fantastic ye dika busa apomun 70 ebetu akoyedi but can you imagine say 5 years in since I also was were gone this year memories when at the brow
well a year was so west were gone has become one of the very dark spots in Yen Anamotu as a democratic state. As Omaya yewo responsibility to Omoa Omodi Tumi Ashe Yen Sase Yen She. Minia, just as a result of obi ni tumi a waye na adwen sɛ chinchina or sɛ abano ekɔ bibia me pɛ sɛ ade ne yɛ den ekɔ sɛ ayɛ clear kra sɛ nipa no dodoɔ na empɛ sɛ ɛbɛkɔ hɔ bet chinchina wɔ sɛ mefa kwan bɔne so etwe ɔmo nsa ebia ho no sɛ ɛho a na ɔwɔ sɛ ade no ekɔ ayawa so west wagon was the eye open. And subsequent to that, later in 2020 general elections, West, from life changing injuries, Esisan Krofo Bebre, Omo Sitnemani, Omo Brabo, Ebinuma, no Moye footballers. In Nekra, Yakase, Iki table tennis ball, Kra, Onipan Untumi Ma, the nice one, Obeki. What's sa ni bibia into a worse situation bonim. Now, the next level ebinum say amene wo kase omo enka ye hu biom. So it was end clearly. Abaina nkasa ni shishia auditor ho through the commission of inquiry na mpinifo a omo nkasa the position of persons like Emil Short, former Shraj boss, now the Chief Justice, Justice of the Supreme Court, Professor Arienta and all Bonsu, and all those other persons are now Omuka Commission of Inquiry. Obianimomo positioning on issues. Obiasu nim say whether you like it or not, omo a certain soft spot for the current regime. But no krenu ebededi clearly before them, there was absolutely nothing on by edia won't mean ka say oh ye dinkrophobia omo mpe ya asem no e na ye de won ekoto committee no so. Then enti omo ahyeda na omo ye bibia omo gu aban ni hu afin edia enyes untumi nkasa ukasa enyeye. So they were persons if it was possible kra say maybe bibi wo ho a yenka say o edia yen hyeda enkomu dodo no maybe they would have gone for that option, but they didn't do that. Omo report no by clearly. Besine aban emfanye ejuma.
And no sana chere say, especially at this time yes beto aba. Na edampo aye beto aba no kra be issue of debate. To the sense that minister Bokweku e kasa mane ka say omo ne mo ye nhyiamu na ano no. Omo gina amasa wa mo ka so. As omo gina pen say omo beti say after 2024 mom and ombehwe sa asem no and then krata ni be report to say Dr. Bosman Asare so how can baby say the mra no kra no befa so e dia hwe say e da beto aba no be November 7 on be well
clearly no the commissioners are omo ewo electoral commission says ya no omo ya dani electoral commission as if say extension of party headquarters and in this case MPP. Enti akwakwa eti se o ade yi yehwe na se MPP mpenifo bi epe bibia inchina wo se ye pushi na enkoda bibia omwadwen on se enkonkoda. I've heard all kinds of things and eka about the 7th December, no 7th December day. Enti omo feel say yensesa de no emfambra November because Mamenka, the issue of budgeting first. Electoral Commission at the budget a command Minister for Finance and Ministry of Finance. And the year 2024 budget last year G2 they presented a budget. Budget now more presented the Ministry of Finance ekate budget by something close to I think 49 million ye free for some other warehousing nyama bi o mpese omoye.
Right.
Enti omoba before the special budget committee. Omo nhihie a omo de baaye no bibia eni ho. Say one. Ya yen nhihie bi say ye beto aba no kra maybe possibility say ye be separate presidential from parliamentary.
Right.
Because they can easily come with a CI to change presidential election day from 7th December to 7th November. In here, any amendment to the constitution.
Yeah.
Here amendment to the constitution is say, who's 7th December date yede to about parliamentary members of parliament from 7th December to 7th November. Because I know the constitution say untumi into about a new member of parliament 30 days earlier than the dissolution of the next parliament. No, dissolution of the existing parliament. The was is here.
Right.
So, say Omoyo Omajin say they are not interested in amending the provision in the constitution. Article 1124. Omo mpese omo be amend this article so ye beto abano twice like in 1992 now because ye be pen in 1992 ye di kan eto presidential on the 7th of November and sana ye koto parliamentary on the 7th of December ye hu ni effect financial and other associated and related effects ye hu no so enunti na through consultation any electoral commission ne civil society ne political parties ye nanti ya adwin say e better say abano ye betu no wo dako 7th December. So we could have amended the constitution then say yenchi parliamentary embra at least 60 days.
Yeah.
Nanka yedi no swaba November, but we choose to bring presidential to where parliamentary was. And na yedi ko 296. Yedi to 2000. Say by after a second round, nothing happened from one government to another government the first time. We didn't have any issue. Yedi to 2004. Yedi ko to 2008. And also say by transition happened. Even the final results were declared on the 3rd of January. Now so transition without any problem. Yediko 2 2012, 2016 and 2020.
Yeah.
And electoral commission yes, we tried in 2016 saying ye full amendment. Now the parliamentary no abba a date convenient for 60 days before, and it was a loss. The motion got defeated. The floor of the house. So, electoral commission, ya kase se omobeye, and say maybe on met me akase o ye the CIA ba the beja parliamentary on the 7th of December. That ya be presidential on the 7th of November.
Does it mean say o party
okay. No. Sikabe na wodi be sa elections. Okay. Because there is no provision in our budget. Ya appropriate amount. Yes, finance ministry just say ompe sikabi emfa and support na untumi yen ya obeye. Your budget indicate clearly say ukoye elections no 1 day presidential and parliamentary.
That's right.
So that security officers are bebuawo, returning officers, presiding officers, or more elections just once. Because free. You have no provision in your budget. Say, you better about presidential on a separate day with a set of officers. Then, now you to Abafufro on the 7th of December for parliamentary with a set of officers. That budget, there's no provision for that.
It's the boss man, sorry, canon.
Canon. And to be Juma. The only thing that can work, and he say, Ubenya numbers dudua ebema with me amendment of Article 112 plus 4.
But the DNS or Manuay Minusa. Wake away, add it.
Well, clearly because in Ukraine, say the same institution. Obakwa Oye Director of Electoral Services.
Yeah.
Any Obakwa Oye the Deputy Chair, and now Oye Deputy Commission responsible for corporate services.
Yeah.
Eba Bonting, no more beka semi biena. Then one of them is peddling falsehood. Obakun kano kre. Now utie the parties now mo call meeting no mo sema mo de ba Bonting na. Then you can clearly see say Mia Srebo Kweku or Kano Doctor Eka on this issue no eno ye no cressing Mia
Bossman
Asare Eka because Bossman Asare is trying to present Bibia NC ewo sa meeting and clearly no I don't think they will factor many things because the Electoral Commission ankasa omo ka kire say they are going to increase number of polling stations. So project no yenya because se will be increasing number of polling stations especially from the lower levels at the district level no omubeye general engagement with political parties and other civil society groups, chiefs and opinion leaders, assembly members and what have you to agree to baby I say new polling stations. Then the information no be through all the processes. And son Electoral Commission ababeye in Shishe, then they will bring through their CI for the creation of what? New polling station. So that project then you are now trying to reduce the time available to you by 1 month. Abra, some of the things should have happened by now. So when are you going to get time? Say the register for general elections or say ready by a certain time. I think it's 60 days or is it 45 or 60 days ahead of the elections. When you're here and you say what the elections in the 7th November, we calculate 45 or 60 days from November, then you are talking about October and September. By September 1st September or say we register ready.
The recipe for disaster.
A recipe for chaos. Wow. And for your register to be ready, you'll have to do limited registration. Or say we exhibit register for corrections and what have you before it is submitted to a judge to sign it off. Now about register ankasa yebeka say register they call about woman ubian to me then ensisabium. So you have a lot of serious nyamwa was say we and you need the time to do sanyamano. Unjun no untumi mfa program of activities for 2024 a major elections unfa mai. Then your interest in say yensisa date na you reduce number of days available to you. And one of your key complaints or mobile before the special budget committee they say yemfa o musika emma honentem. So that should be another appeal. That has not been resolved even yet. Until one kasankura will date, will 7th December date no krano, who complain say, we sikano eya when san kasikanuntem. And we are working to make sure senka resource release a bayan 10 ama 7th December date no kra, you will be able to meet it.
Yeah.
District level elections.
Yeah.
How many times now young postpone our elections?
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
Again this year elections no thought. Adia nanko say no earlier munya more time krano hwe problem aye bae. Na no mu pese yen santimu time so.
Yabana say more yeden.
Well, we have made it very clear as a party. And all the political parties at IPAC on IPAC more of consensus to say near Dr. Kujua Farijan kaye no say IPAC ni nye say ye kwa kushia na party say aka say yen no say nti edodo na aka nti yen koye no say debi. IPAC is a consensus building platform. Ebi wo hokura ade just one party kura e kanu nyansa maybe ewo sin. So you must weigh all those options. Nti yenye platform a yeduru ana ye to aba 60% almost say 40% say yen say there be antisa. The consensus at IPAC and say this change of date of amending the constitution so that parliamentary elections yet to me at the 7th November and now any day that we will say in November no yemfanye juma after 2024 that is consensus. And we, on the side of the NDC in Parliament, say for implementation post 2024, they will have our support. But say for implementation in 2024, there, yen kokahu emwa emma yen create chaos. Emma omaino. So it is very clear that that amendment cannot be done. My last point: Electoral Commission, omu business, and say. Mubeye elections. They are not responsible for transition. Electoral Commission, enyamwe juma, any transition from one government to the other. Enyamwe juma, mudi eno say ya tuaba. Resource na ebebano, mumbo resource na enfamaye. Say ye daba kukra na aka. Transition no munjaima omo ye responsible for transition. You are not. Ye womra wo eka say ye call the end of a term of a government by a certain time no or say ye establish transitional structures ministers no or handing over notes no they should submit to that office. So all those things are done. Ye declare elections new year. Nipa onim say yes wedding kunim no will form the necessary team and there will be. We are not complaining.
That's right.
About the shortness of what? Transition.
Yeah.
We are not anti-electoral commission. And any transition. They should focus on conducting elections. Say yen parliament, any government, executive. You feel say transition no ye more time. Mra was say ye no ye be ye mra no asesa date. Just like the way the Attorney General attempted in 2016. The Attorney General, whoever, whether now or after 2024, the Attorney General from the NDC side will pursue that agenda. Electoral Commission, embra yediama wonu, and he say, omuntuaba enyi parliamentary candidates, 30 MPs, omunyi MPs, 30 days before the dissolution of the existing parliament. Omun focus on now omunye say ejuma.
All right, message we free. Muhammad, Laziz, or say. I'm catching on about Kofi Adam say, Nienti abato komise ni abrea, opeso yes adie no. Simply because some person will cover up, or more catas, any price was it ya, Honorable Kofi Adams, Emame. And I to buy one also for Asema Muhammad Laziz Khan. So say, if we vote in November 7, it will give the current president time to cover up corruption. Talk about corruption. TI Adie Yaba, Ama GII actually said, yes, you were too strong. So far, kuna ye team no. One team. What ye honor Jadom level, Yaw Dom level, and one in Central for Casino. I say it is as a result of lack of leadership. Mami Frema, Akosia, or say Pari. So, my dear, framework no, laws in any institutions no. Ning no man die in the and no nature or pepper. A question me Buzan say, I didn't need a team Farco. That has any project.
Minia say, what to friend saying doc and it will feel say embo fie hu ban kraman
right
now what said that at the chain I share kraman ne kon wo ma kraman no kwan say obeko bibi o say oko nante obebo ifie no ho ba no obede na kraman na effective because kraman no betumi akọ to the level chain no wodi a share ne kon no be ma no kwan say obeye den obeko. So if you have created office of special prosecutor why yes anye me nyina na bibiba na nipa no ko akohwem na fe de who issue statement of comfort when him say nipa no onye bibia nipa no nye say na wa release won crofo no more attack that same person crime na wan kasa wakoto ato eduane ama crime no say crime no bo hu ba no afedi e okobo hu ba na wa high nipa say omuntutu ebo ne ade ene ma enye crime no be na adwe say o de bi mi wura no pese me nda bibia me da hia just ehwa na meda because manda ho a mewu.
Wow.
So no krese wato kraman ewo list say wato kraman bebre de bia wo koto feed dodo na de break kraman no nanso kraman wa cheni kraman ato ho ontumi ye ni owo say oye. So that is what Domelevo can say about leadership. Leadership no ene problem. Look at the time leadership no prepared to fight corruption. Our scores, look, the worst score of NDC, the worst score of NDC are 43 no, and the celebrated highest score of MPP.
That's right. Also on team.
The worst score of NDC administration are 43 no, out of 100 no, and the celebrated score of MPP. So I won't say adienti na time maybe yewo kama baako ana mienu pe na bambo no sin afia yenyan krama be 2 edi abeka 2 ni hu already because we have chained all of them. Domelevo onu wudi nkom adenti na ye ni free ho because he was fighting an actor of say it was a corrupt act. Obia ye bibi ye bonia or say nipano, not only should we just talk about it, but ye man nipano send Chiasikano back to the state.
That's right.
And nunti no say ye yin free because enyadia ye be man wa kwenya say kona koye nya wope. So everyone who desire to fight corruption, corruption fights you. Again, of course, Martin Amidu, first special prosecutor.
Yeah.
Again, you could see it. So by no, or say Manko Ankunam Ankunam, because that is the way the listen or the Nekra Abwa for it.
Yeah.
So that is his feeling because he feels say every authority of the executive is being used to frustrate him. The joy with which he accepted it, any hobium, but or any dear.
The right to information, but I'm so.
Oh, na right information. Which information? Who has written? Now we are a friend with the Abrantia 4th Manasseh Azuria, Okoye SML adi. Ochro for information from the appropriate agency. Nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Ochra omunfa. So Imrano ewo, but they have made it so difficult. One institution, I think, a body be have find them at education and education related institution. Yeah, no say omodi information be Emma or they have been fined because they don't make the information available. They decide they say information or mumfama.
They don't see it.
Now at the end who na when him say what say wo pantin na you can say you with trousers. Na yenhwe ewo abontia ubeyi. Eka. But say when him say won say bibia you can say yi an ka enya de ma wo. Na anu jodaya na public accounts committee ye sha say ye tna ye hwehwe auditor general's report for 2022 and na finance ministry ebe pie ye with GRA. Question, simple question say da afi ben na wonya 60 years eda ne asem enu nti kwa say yedum mics ewo ho nka question nka question edima nipa na nka question no say so many defense attorneys and the rest afi ben na wodani 60 years because oma ye niam bebre ediesie well adentina obi a yepese yede no to contract so ono so ye interested say ye mam me contract na mepe say ye man no contract na nipa no benya some level of independence.
That's right.
Enti mikura ba ewo so well o contract no me nya mfa ma wo ade yi me ye interested or say wo sign one sign a wo contract no maybe ye mfa ma wo nsanka enti SML ade a ono anim say enye kura no obe sign ade a ono ankasa few months before waka say systems now we introduce as GRA at the time SML nimba no eno na ema revenue assurances improve by over 30%. Nsema ono ankasa kae no ye the SML breno or say odi inside den ehase ombekwa akoye ade a already no ye rely on data now so obe defend because ye the abaji na so say eduro yi wanfa abanu besi usu so you are forced to take it. So you have to sign all kinds of what nyama enye
ti eno na dan wedi wo
eno na dan wedi ewo ye city na say because the man is above 60.
Wow.
And the normal son will say woko retirement now so abina ka say out to aso now so contract na kasa no yemfa ma wo
abana so no watomra.
Well, until say obemanu that contract no and say me na me say to aso enti nia wo ye nyina any nia wo beye no for this period no ma wo contract no and he or she is occupying the space and taking actions illegally. Now so aban no nia Supreme Court ekaye abra Dr. Yeni or the special prosecutor Martin Amidu Asem Court based on their pronouncement executive can ratify Nipano name contract and backdate it to when it should have started. And nothing that make us say that because him say you have a contract na you contract 2 years contract. We bring a certain level of independence. So him say me contract 2 years no me sanka. Enti nyama bia ebeba wenim no wo behwe hu yie ansa na waye den wo di we signature atoso nanso ade no wo pe wo contract no yenya mfa ma wo so wenya 60 years already enti ade a omo bema wo contract no epe no eno ana wo beye
na sa fiat na finance minister be de kire mo say omo issue na say obi a we expertise ehonye den no e wo bre so
na say no dey catch you say political talk na wonni old persons bebree a money nam ho a moye papa ya ko contest abrim controller and accountant general oluzi potoyi said omunyina why the expertise na ebi ni ho a the expertise for controller and accountant general ebi ni ho a they are all over the places in kokra o so omukọ na young persons a omu isua dia omu ye dynamic a omu bibia eda ho ankom beba no more consult some of these old persons possibly they can play roles as consultants na ejuma na akoso ye no they are still in there
ti abansa na ebe jam na aka
na say
na so obi gina mrashe be dwafie na aka House of Records and aka sa asemo more government assurance committee whatever when so
this same person now obekasa on behalf of the president ono an nkrofo be 85 later omo say omo nyina say omo mpeno. So we decided say nyama bia oye ya eye boni a ode nsa fefa from various places omo de ye nyama bia ensem fata including not far from here the biggest hole in the whole world that most expensive hole National Cathedral adan papa esisi ho a ni nyina ye gru ni nyina egu form completely microphobia sase a omo private properties a ewo ho ye dream ni nyina say ye de ba be si dan amanyame nyame mpɛ bɔne nti wehu nya aba eno yɛde ne call yɛsi yɛnyi no free hɔ no what happened finally the majority side walk away and I woke government assurances are ɔmo ɛna ɔmo daa no ɔmo na ɔmo form majority ɛwɔ so ɛdeɛ na ebisi so clearly no just like the way Mr. Domelovoni others ɔmo ka say institutions to fight ne deɛ ɛwɔ hɔ Ghana ɛnyɛ no na ɛyɛ yɛn problem say yɛbɛma institutions no ayɛ dwuma ɛna ɛyɛ yɛn problem.
All right, talk about institutions. Institutions wɔ nso nsase no a ɛyɛ Ghana deɛ no ɛdidi ɛkɔdi nkɔfoɔ bi nsɛm wayɛ nhwehwɛmu wayɛ nkɔmmɔdeɛ na ɛkɔ so.
Meka say we is still work in progress. And me are sure say by the parliament back on the 6th of February. Within a week, no, and Sase Hon Sem no, a major issue ka ho asem e parliament.
Sase be sani ka ho asem.
Oh, Sase bebre aban die Sase through the executive instrument aban na egiye ebi wo aban properties so and so on and so forth. Dane no ama private persons through arrangements are very dubious. And at the end of the day, no cry ebi wo that redevelopment na ombeye no emfa so ese papa bia emre oman. Look, I am particularly worried about the way ye niam hwe la reach cantonment Laboni East Legon any areas ya dream say ye redevelopment no adan ye sisi no wo kra no ebi wo ho a wo fa ho enyumire completely empty just security for no mujinjina.
Wow.
Because the redevelopment arrangement now omuye completely out of reach of the middle to lower working class. Me e kamen kwa say ye pese ye redevelopment. We can dedicate yetimi aka say okay the Laboni area aban nsa ase a yewo ho nyina no we are going to develop it into flats. Maybe a rich area we are going to develop it into flats. Na aban adwumayefo a omuye adwuma wo ministries, department and agencies eben sa areas in ye di amaho. So you reduce immediately the number of cars because that worker to mean concurrent the type of redevelopment structures now more reach cantonment Laboni East Legon or say nipa no kwan to Apollonia and other areas and your kohwa or say onusu okope car maybe manage no.
That's right.
So obey exhaust fumes from Apollonia into Accra. So car no bano it builds up traffic. But senkanipano we see adaya affordable in these areas eben ministry na nipano tiwa. Look, that person can even walk to office. Apart from that, no obedru office in them. Upon so obedru fie ntem ne ntem a wodru fie no o boa say o man kitinkiti wo ho a he is helping in the development of some of them. But say because many of these workers omotiti is so far away from bibi omuye adwuma no obedru fie no na mofra no na omoada the next morning no usori a free them because when free them we do office in them. So sometimes maybe they are not even up, then you are leaving. And now you force them up quickly because you must drop them along your way. Mon shed that opportunity to interact with the kids. But say yet the accommodation no ever closer to baby omuye juma, they are affordable. You are able to leave home in 20 minutes, you are in the office. You close in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you are home. So, ube kofi entem, ama wo anyway busia for no, when ya inkita home. Maybe you eat together, you teach them certain ethics and what have you. You lead them through processes. You get out from home at the right time, arrive early enough, not so tired, because untina traffic move for 2 hours. So you are not so tired. Your mind will be sharp. So that the ministers and other persons, you don't want to be far away. So by the time now the necessary staff are then you come and have a look at the documentation. But you know what we are doing? We are redeveloping those lands and making them redevelop. Now be maybe ministers in Penifo Kakra. Now na private persons in way too expensive for any working class Ghanaian to afford.
Ministers
oh, of course. Tomo be cry now nipana facilitate at the end one thing ya Kennedy Japan mekai. Now nipana what facilitate at na ye di biso then aman also je na fakoye I'm investigating something around the maybe a Metro TV or Ridge area and that will be part of the issues Yebeka Huasen.
But then that's how they want to say. I mean, Sana was a corner. Ideally,
no, and yes, I know, say because at the end, Emrano say government has no more use for Nientia audience asena and the anka and reverted to what the alludial owners. That's what he says. But omo ede omo chinchim sign. That is why the people of La and other areas omo kasa the way omo kasa because clearly a time will come one year they may not even get anywhere to live on their own because adanya mia nsase a omo dey ma private person say omo nye redevelopment the part that they will redevelop omo any omo man they don't even have the capacity to be able to go and live there so they will continue to throw you out until bedroom baby no be say obi see me free osu nanso osu ankasa omo nkrofo no be hu na yimu akotena doyimu eni kodi abe ansana mba be yemu amamre wo osu ana region na all those so that because you have been eked out completely me e coming kwan yen no in such a way say the working class can also afford to live in those facilities not just say oh yeah redevelopment oh maybe the two be better ma buying asase na ye be redevelopment ni ye redevelop ya ye benya be ye 4 na ye di 2 ama instead of 1 no ye na ye di 2 ama na nya aka no ye beton nya aka ye ton no the working class cannot afford.
But has that always
so the
been
working
the case?
class is thrown out. I think say as a government as a mind yen in such a way say the working class will be closer to places of their
say but has that always been the case and I say nansemu and yeah normal
well anansemu na ekwakwe ni say abansa ase no you see redevelopment in the name of redevelopment ye dey ma private persons individuals that was why we were so worried say bibiana late honorable E.T. Mensah na oti ewo reach eho na late Jake Otanka obi chebilam tebet na omo ba ene na omo tonton sansa ase no ema omo who can say ade no ye di court krama court pronouncement no so aye ba no it didn't protect omai no so ade no omo fire the ones are yet to me save ye no eye bibia currently no Ministry of Foreign Affairs ewo and this NDC amba power in 2009 nkasa Ministry of Foreign Affairs nka enye Ministry of Foreign Affairs na nka ewo nka private persons aban penifo omo tonton sa senema omo nka omo adan na nka ECC hosisi ya and so we have always protected the state lands but currently ni a ekoso no e annoying obi ho a oti hokora no na ya tonton sa se a eben we na and they force you out. We are what you say, untua. They will do inyama block will entry and exit. One kasana we park unyama.
Typical example here, the course na say our boblochi. Maybe an edge way.
Exactly.
And myself a newspaper no headline no front page no photo.
You do on 3 years on.
Redevelopment
bianco so Ni na o mo ka tire say oh agenda 111 project ba ko be koso wo ho na yenya nsase nti na enu nkoso sesi asase na beda o ho asan dane another dangerous point.
Daily graphic.
So clearly no I don't know what's going on. Minimi ayekoso. And clearly nyina nti na ye ka say yenya a very experienced dynamic person.
Ono mo hwe. Ene da wono.
Yeah.
Abubloshi.
Terrible.
I want to go na try easy. But it easy.
We are not also utilizing the place the way we should utilize it for. So why? Who could be say yeah, or see who could be this one? Who could be say yeah, so could be. Adia must say more join cabinet. How long is cabinet going to approve plan?
Wow.
And it is a more join cabinet. So more JJ and a hono. Yes, saying Remo, say hobium. It's become place of defecation, place of all kinds of things that it's not fair.
It also change the bubble.
Oh, of course. Now, who situation now you do you want the same thing to continue? Say, yeba or mine na ya kwa PDS. Na private persons or majiji or mine sika edi ashe o mubotum into minje eno da ho. Yeah, ye vice president adieno na ye say enye bank guarantee. Okotina se esesano to insurance. Ye kohwe later no insurance company no kra non-existing. Think untumi mfa non-existing bank. Bank de bank no be easy be insurance a bit easy to hide them. And nti omojiji yen sika into billions. Ene sa sika no yen san tumi nkan ye. Enti yen san koto aba emfa ma di same person. No muntu aso enye nia omoya na debi. Yen san tena ho na yen koto aba emma nkrofo a Ghana Infrastructure and Investment Fund yen NDC abreso na ye senka yemfa emfa sika nto ho na yemfa mboa ye infrastructure development omuyi mu $2 million edikwa koma non-existing company say ye baba ye Skytrain dan so just because of 4 million cedis inti renal unit yetumu nipa be ye 15 efa mu wuye 2 million na ye koma non-existing company from Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund NDC abreso na ye no yes sasa 2 million to cedis be 24 million what Ghana cedis. It could have saved renal unit nipa 15 now omu ye no nkomu. So do you want Saudi to say enkoswana? No. Do you want many other crimes? Say SML. Ya ye MPA wo ho. MPA ye omujuma, ye tuya hon ka, ye speni sika motor equipment. Na ya sa koma contract. Edi ya ma company bi say omunko tina ho keke. Bosome so a na omu akoji 24 million. Edi ya share omu ho. Enu nye oke. Ye say afedie yen gold na ye de kwa amano no every ounce bia no ye be ma hon 0.75 cent. Crude no so a ye de ko no every barrel bia no ye be ma hon 0.75 dollars. Ukaboma they are earning almost about $100 million a year for doing absolutely nothing. Saadi na upe se enkoso ana upe aban a obe save nyama no odi aye mpuntunjuma papa ebe boa ye nyina. And that is, look, His Excellency John Dramani Mahab says, Omma may appoint huge number of what? Ministers. Omma waste sika at the very top. A form hono ebre. Is going to make start savings. Now, starting with the local government structures, the assembly members play a key role. No, Omunsabeka bibi kakra. You cannot have a governance structure. The lower basin, foundation no na ye weak.
Yeah.
Adie bia we be see foundation na enye den so no ebebu. That is why we want to strengthen all this. Enunti na yenya a very experienced hand. Oye ready, determined and prepared to move. Enyo bia oye try and error. Aben oye try and error nti. Na wa twea niama say drew point bia afi na oye no say me dwane akọ IMF. IMF it say we yare hospital wo ho a wo say wo ko.
Yedisie no.
Yedisie no.
Yeah.
Utumi kọ hospital. Abra wa wugina wo nan so. Wo kọ a wo ni doctor be din komo. Say me feel say me ti pai me. Doctor Beka say maybe and the mema we duro say utumi ka kire doctor and say edru me fa this is the reaction. Doctor Beka say okay and the mema wo say edru no mame ma wo alternative a emma saa de enemba be se wo tena ho na ububu eda ho ukọ into coma ansa na ye twon adi akọ hospital a ukoduru ho a wuni anu a wo beka eduro bia doctor be na adwen se o de ma wo no eno ana ye de be ma wo because wuntumi nka se eduro yi me fa this is the reaction I will get. Yeah. That is the state we found ourselves at the time we went to IMF. We could have gone to IMF earlier and not suffer the kind of conditions yes of us here. Young contemplating edrobia ye daddy ma no. So we find ourselves in this state. We need experienced hand. That is John Dramani. Absolutely.
Asawa ke ene nyum ya ye boy hia. Obrafo nkontompo. Abusia ahani adimu besi. Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. Member of Parliament Buem constituency and Atenenka. Chanyami Adama besi hia Dwabo Ase. Ajibanie power nie Ofiana. And I so waba. Ajiwaba. Okay, Ajiwaba bi yourself. Obesi here. What Power FM. TVXY said yabo monyom na ye yimusini. Apo mawie. Ebechia.